Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Get the tax paperwork together. I'm going to tell you what, all your business people. Well, really, and I recommend this if you haven't been doing it. You should have been getting it together anyway during the year. Like in my file cabinet, for every category of something I spend money on, I have an envelope already ready for it. If I got to pay out for some services, envelope. Get some equipment for something, envelope. I have an 8x11 manila envelopes. Whatever you got, and keep it in one place. Now, if you hadn't been doing that anyway, now's the time to start. Now, this is January. This is January 5th, 2022, the date that this comes out. Now, of course, you might be getting money from multiple sources and everything. You don't have to really file your taxes unless it's a very simple thing. You get them early until, you're not going to get like W-2s or 1099s or 1099Ks or anything, and they don't have to be there. Well, they don't have to be postmarked until January 31st. So some of y'all might not even get something to the first week of February. But you don't want to be in a position where you have to rush. You have to pull everything together at the same time. Even if you just taking a day, because unfortunately, there's sometimes people, they might have all the receipts and stuff, but they might just throw them in one pile. Okay, take your time and organize them. Now, if you do what I've been doing, just putting them in different envelopes, you still need to go through them. Like one of the things I do is at the end of the year. At the end of the year, I start putting together everything that's been, and I start tallying everything up, and I have it on a big piece of paper. I write it in big numbers too. That way, when I'm starting to fill out my taxes, I just have to put the number in, and for every category and everything. And of course, one of the things and I'll share this about myself. I have several income streams. Of course, I got the AdSense from YouTube. Okay, I gotta wait for that to come through. I think it'll be ready earlier, and I can just get it. Got stuff from Amazon, from my subscription sites, and one of the things I always have to do, I ain't got so many. I just gotta check every little thing, make sure I get it. But that's cool. So, okay, get all that together. Got that ready and everything. And just, whatever write-offs. Now, if you do your own taxes, I would hope that you're doing them right. Now, it could be complicated and everything, but, some people got some talent for it. They can do it. Like, I've been doing my own taxes for decades. But then, I learned how to do basic accounting from my grandmother who worked as an accountant in the government. But, if you got a little bit more complicated, it's not a bad thing to go to a tax professional. I highly recommend that, especially as a business, if you're not used to doing your own taxes. Because honestly, I'm going to tell you what, with me, it's easy for me to say, oh, yeah, I'll just do them myself because, well, I'm like, well, shoot, I'm that type. I look for everything. And trust me. But this, especially if you just starting out in business, and really not even just business, just period. Look for every write-off you can find. You can write it off everything you can find. And then sometimes, they got a lot of online software, sites. They are pretty accurate. They'll find stuff you ain't even thinking about. So, just get ready. But see, the thing, before you can do all that, make sure your paperwork is tight. Make sure your paperwork is tight. And make sure, and hopefully, if you hadn't been doing this, definitely write off every single thing. It's better. I'm going to tell you what. It's actually better to overwrite off stuff than to underwrite off stuff. And what do I mean when I say that? It's better to try every single thing you can. Think about something. It was like, oh, you know what? You spent some time, use half your living room for your business. Definitely write that off. You spend a lot of gas on this business trip or, Uber fare or something. Write that off. during the business trip, you had a nice little lunch at a restaurant. Hey, you wouldn't have ate at that restaurant if you weren't on that business trip. Hey, keep the receipt. Keep the receipt. And there's a whole bunch of other little things. Trust me, especially if you're in business, you got a lot of stuff to write off. Now, if you're not in business, that can be a little tougher. But depends on, your situation. If you own a house, first of all, paying for a house, mortgage write-off easily. And you might be able to get some other stuff. Depending on the bank accounts, you can get a write-off there. Student loans. Let's be real, a lot of people are still paying student loans. All right, so look at everything. You got an IRA account. Every single thing. And like I said, if you're not used to doing it yourself, find a tax professional. That little bit of money that you pay for a tax professional, because most of them ain't going to charge, most of them ain't going to charge an extravagant fee unless you're a millionaire business person. And then I don't have to tell you this. If you're making $1 million, you already got in-house tax accounting or something. Shoot, you'd probably be like, hey, Rom, yeah, you talking about getting the tax paperwork together. Hold my beer. I got something to tell you. And that's cool, too. But, and especially, and all jokes aside, though, if your business is growing large, have a tax professional. Because right now, it's just me. It's just me. But if I start hiring people, regular payroll, got to pay them taxes, get to the point where, I got to get them health insurance and all, rest assured I'm hiring an accountant, a tax professional. On staff. Forget the bow. Their sole job, make sure the books stay straight and all the tax paperwork is ready. But that's just me. But whatever the case, though, and I know it seems small, but trust me, I've known people, small business people, they jumping around and stuff. Like I talked about this one guy. He literally had to file some business taxes, and he literally went to the library, got a book now, and read on how to do it. But it shouldn't have been in it at the last minute. So just start getting it. You should have been doing it, but if you hadn't, just ain't no thing. Just get it together, and then for the rest of this year, just focus on keeping all your paperwork tight, even the smallest thing. All right? So anyway, let's go make that money.